Hi friends, so welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video we are going to see about dimension table, also called as a dim table. Adventure works dataset. In this already we have a table called a date table. In that date table we already have a column called a date column. So if you remember, yesterday I have shown you like when you are dealing with a single table, there most of the time we calculate or we divide that single table into a multiple tables and we create a star schema. So one of the very important table we are going to talk about, that is a dim table, that is also called as a dimension table. But in this adventure works data set, you already have a dim table. Here you can see you already have a table called a date table, and you have a date column also, and this table is all unique values and you have every detail of this table. But just imagine that you have a different data set where you are having or you do not have a dimension table for that. So let me explain you how to deal in that scenario. Like if you have a single table and you do not have a date table in that, so how to deal with that. So let me take new Power BI report. Let me open a new report. So this is our adventure works data set, and here you already have a dim table in your data set. So let us imagine that you are working on a data set where you do not have a dim table. So you have to create your own dimension table. So let me show you how you can create a dimension table. So let me close this. Now I'm picking up a data set which is a financial data set which is provided by Microsoft's Power BI itself for a sample. So you can see here, try a sample data set. So I'll be clicking on this, try a sample data set. Once you click on that, so you can do to create your own visuals, load sample data. So you just click on this load sample data. So you will be connecting to a financial sample Excel file that is somewhere in the cloud. So you can just connect that, refer that. So you have a table and a sheet. So this is a table. You can just click on this and have a quick review like or preview like how the table looks like. Yeah, we are having only one table. So if you look at the sheet also, you can see that you have only one table. Both are same. Let me click on one, and let me see that I can see all my headers are correct, and I guess that the data types are also correct. So directly let me load that into my Power BI desktop. So I'm dealing with a financial data set now. So yeah, it is loading. You can see financial sheet or fields here, and all the columns inside that fee financial tables can be seen here. Yeah, you can see that you got a financial table and you these are all the columns. But you will be surprised to see that you do not have any tables. So can we call this as a star schema? No, we cannot call this as a star schema because you are having only one table and you cannot you cannot call it as a star schema, but this is your fact table. On what basis I'm calling it as a fact table? Let me show you. So go to the sales. Yeah, you can see here we have segment, country, product, and segment is repeated, country is also repeated, product is also repeated. And when it comes to date, you can see here date. So there are, if I sort it in ascending or descending, you can see there are so many repeated values on 1st December, 1st December, 1st December, and so on. So here the sales is only on the 1st December. You can see 1st of every month, 1st December, then you will see 1st November, then 1st October, and so on. So this is just a dummy data. So month number is shown here, month name is shown here, year is shown here. Now, when you are dealing with DAX or when you're doing some complex calculations, we always refer or we always prefer using a dim date table, but we do not have a dim date table. But why we need a dim date table is in that table we get a continuous values. Here you can see we have a date of 1st December, then you should have a 2nd December, 3rd December, or if you look at 1st November, you should have 2nd November, 3rd November, 4th November, and so on till 1st December. But in this data set, when you got a sale on 1st November, directly your sale is on the 1st December. So these 30 days or 29 days data is missing because there is no sale at all. Even though there is no sale, when you are dealing with a DAX calculation, we always prefer a dim table where it will have a continuous date. So now let me create a new table called as dim table. I'll repeat again why we need a dim table, because we need a continuous values for our calculations, because it will create a correct hierarchy. Yeah, even in this also it creates a hierarchy, but when it comes to DAX calculation, we always prefer a dimension table from this financial table or from this fact table. Or you can see we have a like very less rows when it comes to this financial data set. But when you are looking at, let me show you, when you are looking at the adventure works data set, here you have in the fact table, you have 1,21,000 records or 21,000 rows. Rather than having the date values all in this sales table, you can store that date somewhere in the date table. So it will have only 1400 to 1500 rows, because that is around 4 to 5 years of data in this date table. So it is always recommended to get a separate dim date table, and you store all your values, like all the details of the date in the date table. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. So let me come to my financial table. Now let me create a dim table. So to create a dim table, again we have an option in a calculation to create a new table, because I want a new table. So go to table tools. Here we are now looking at new table, and in that new table, actually I want to create a table on dim date. So I call dimension date table, and now I'm using a DAX function. The DAX function is, you have two DAX functions to get a dim date. One is calendar and second is calendar auto. So let me click on calendar auto and let me just complete it. Like close the bracket. I'm not passing any parameter inside this. Now let me click on enter and you see the results. So you can see that now we got all the records from 2013, 1st January 2013, 2nd January 2013, and so on. And these are all continuous values. There is no gap in between the dates, and it is covering all the years from 2013 till 2014, 31st December. Now you will be surprised, like we did not say anything, but how this function is so intelligent that it is creating the dates automatically. But how? Who is telling this calendar auto that okay, you start the days from 1st January 2013 and so on? How it is calculating? So Power BI is very smart. So what does it do? It will go and scan the date data type column. Okay, it is date data type. It will go and check what is the least date inside this. So let me just show you. Yeah, least date is 2013. So it will start the first day of this year. So it will start till 1st January 2013, and it will end till the last date of this year, that is 31st December 2014. So it will have 2 years data. So 1st January 2013 till last year is 31st December 2014. So this is how calendar auto works. Now you might be thinking like there is one more, like we can pass one parameter inside that. So I'll show you how. When I take a calendar auto, so it is showing me something like fiscal year end month. So it is asking one parameter. That parameter is nothing but fiscal year end month. Suppose if you want a data according to the fiscal year, for example, I want fiscal year, suppose my fiscal year ends in March. So I have taken March, that is 3, and just enter. Now you can see that it will start with the 1st of April 2013 and it will end till 31st March 2015. Even though we have our data till 2014 only, like our last sales is on the December 2014, but our financial year ends in 2015 March 31st. So you got all the records. So depending upon your requirement, you can choose this. So I hope you understood calendar auto passing a parameter in an integer or without passing, there is no difference. So let me quickly show you. Let me quickly show you. So I'll just put DAX in Power BI documentation regarding this. So click on this DAX reference. Then you click on this date and time function. Then you click on date and time overview. Here you have date and time functions. I'm talking about calendar auto. So if I click on calendar auto, you will get a syntax here. It is saying that calendar auto fiscal year and month. So you can just read out the details. It will show you if you take calendar auto and if you have a minimum date and maximum date in your data model. Suppose this is your minimum date and this is your maximum date. If you use calendar auto, you will get dates from 1st January till 31st December. But when you are writing 3 year, it will start with the 1st March and it will end till 31st March. So this is how calendar auto works. Now let me go back and show you how calendar works. So when you are taking calendar, you have to specify the start date by your own. You have to specify the end date by your own. So yeah, this is the syntax or this is an example. Calendar, date, and date should be like, now you look at how the date function works. So you, this is a date function. Let me open that in a new window. And so date function always takes a year, month and day. So don't worry, like, do you need to remember all this or every time you need to remember? No, you do not remember that. I'll tell you how it works. So take calendar. In that you take date function, you specify the start date and you specify the end date. So let me go to my DAX here. Guys, just I'll show you how to use calendar function now. We have used calendar auto. So let me show you how to use a calendar function. So let me take a calendar. And so once I take a calendar, it will show me the intelligence like you give a start date. So let me take a date function. Once you take a date function, it will ask you for the year. So okay, I want to start with 2013 and the month should be, suppose, maybe February, and the date should be our first. Okay, so I'm not sure that my sale starts with 1st of Jan. No worries, let me take it 2nd Feb and the day should be first, and then close this, take a comma, then it is asking me for the end date. So end date, let me take a date, and here it should be 2015 because my sales date is still 2014, but let me take 2015, month till December and the date till 31st. Let me close this, let me close this, and just press the enter. So according to your start date and your end date, you get all the details. So 1st Feb 2013 till you get 31st December 2015. So this is how you can use calendar and calendar auto to create a new table. So we generally prefer using calendar auto because it will take care of automatically creating, just a minute. So we generally prefer using calendar auto. So it will automatically create dates, other and dates. So no need to worry about the start date and end date. But depending on some applications like specify the start date and end date, then you can do it in this way. Now we got a date column. So if you are thinking like, so in the date or dim date table, do we have only a date column? No, you can have n number of columns in that. You can have further columns like I want a year. So first and foremost thing is go to new column. Once you go to new column, it will ask you like what you want. Okay, I want a year. In that year, so I'll specify a year function. Let me check, do I have a year function? I don't know how to use a year function, but you can see here IntelliSense it is asking you for the date. So I'll just write date, and that date is inside the dim date table. So I want the year of this. So year of dim date. Okay, so let me write dim. Once I write dim, it will show me the table name and the column name, and then I'll just close it. And now you can see the result here. You can get all the year extracted from that. Similarly, I will go to the new column, and if I want a month extracted from this, can I do that? Yes, obviously you can do. I'll just say month, and I'll say month function. I have a month function here, and it is asking me for the date. Same, I'll let me take dim date column. Let me close the bracket, enter it. So we are deriving all the columns one by one. You can see we got a year, we got a month. We can pull out the month name, we can pull out the day name, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so let me show you if I want a month name out of that. So I'll take a new column and see it is month name, and you have a function called format. So I want to format a date. So I want to format this dim dates date date, and I want that date into MMM. Okay, let me show you what I'll get. Let me first check. Yeah, you can see that. So I am formatting this column. That column name is date, that is inside the dim date table. And if I specify 3 M's, I'm getting January like a short form. Just if I specify 4 M's, I let me zoom this. Sorry guys, let me zoom this. Now, if I specify 4 M's and let me run this, and you can see what output you get. So your month name will be in the full form. If I specify only three letters MMM, and if I enter, so I get only 3 letters of every month. If I specify 2 letters and run, now you can see that we get the 2 letters or 2 numbers of that month, like 0101 and so on. Let me keep it 4 M's and run this. Now I need a format, like I should get like year slash month. I cannot see here, but I want to do some analysis. I want a new column, derived column. So it should have a year and month. So let me take a new column. I'll say year slash month. So the function will be first use a format. Then it is asking you for what value do you want to format. I want to format a column called as a dim date table date, put a comma. It is asking you the format. So which format you want? Okay, I want, you have to specify that in a string. I want year, then I want slash, then I want MMM. Let me run this and show you. You get a year. Let me close this and press enter. You get a year, and then you get a month name. You can see here slash a month name. So you can add a quarter, you can add a quarter, you can add a weekday, you can add n number of things in this. So this is how you can create a dim table. Once you create a dim table, you need to create a relationship between these two. You can say that whatever the date is there inside the financial date is same as the dim date in this table, that is dim date table. So you can drag and create a relationship between these two, drag and drop. So here you will have a single values or unique values. So you are getting one, and here you get many values. And you can see that the data type what was assigned for this fiscal year financial table, that has been removed. The data type has been removed because like after this, whenever we are using or whenever we want to use this date column, we can pick it from the dim date table, and you can pick any of the value from the financial year table. So if I do analysis based on the date, so let me take a date column and let me take a sales amount and put that into a column chart. Now you can see that. So this is a detail of the sales amount in the year 2013 with 2014. So this is how we create a dim table, but this is not recommended that every time you add a new column. So in the next video, I'm going to say you how to like get a dim table with only one DAX equation. So in the next video, we are going to see how to create all these columns with only one DAX or only one DAX equation. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like the content, please like the video, share it with your friends, comment on this video and help us grow. Thank you very much.